Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. Thank you for coming. I'm just starting to finish. Sorry, I'm finishing setting up, and we're going on. BUHO team here. Thank you for coming. I will start sharing this on the channel.
Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io.
Okay. Thank you, everyone, for waiting. Now, let me show you. Hello. I have prepared today some stuff. What I would like to show you on the Cscalp side, but also some new indicators, some new macro events that or data that you can also pull up. My goal today is understanding how the whole of trading is, right? Not just the charts, not just the terminals. I mean, because right now the market is not being so technical driven. You know, I mean, it's not that. It's more about the positioning of those participants when they're interpreting that information, right? So just let me make final adjustments. Okay. Trading view, perfect. Well, the first thing that I will start showing, just let me retweet this. Okay. Okay. Okay, perfect. So, so let me explain you what you're watching right now. What you're watching is the trading view, of course, right? With this indicator that I really encourage you guys to test. I already plotted on on Telegram. It's from the guys of LUXALGO. They are very professional coders, to be honest. They have a lot of resources, and recently they launched this. Let me tell you one. Okay, it was not so long because it has some points. From that time to now, it's been speaking widely with the community, right? So I'm going to give you a very quick read of this. Open range can be a powerful tool, right? During suspected range day, the open range can be used for reversion strategies, typically targeting the opposite range of the mean. However, it's usually open range is usually suspected for trend dates, targeting further down or up. I'm going to bypass right now because I really want you to understand how this is plotted, and from your experience how it's going to plot signals right now. I made some configs because of course the importance of this is where your opening range is actually opening, right? So right now my opening range is 4 a.m. because I have my data that at that time in equities nobody's going to be trading at. Okay, so I want to see my open range where nobody is trading at, right? And let's compare this with for example with Bitcoin, right? So very low volatility here. Probably you cannot catch the turnarounds. Sometimes you do because 4 a.m. It's a place where it's about to move. Look, right? I'm sorry. So I like that because it's a way that you can understand where the liquidity is not there, and you can assess the probability of expansion. For that, you will need more tools. You cannot just, on my humble opinion, it's wrong if you do it by intuition and you just assess if the open range is going to mean revert or to actually break out, right? So For me, that needs more data, but and people can do the way they do. Actually, I just trying to present some current, contemporary, what everyone's talking about right now, right? Which is this. So it was a very good. It was a very good sense of where the market is going to head off, because I like the signals that it actually flash you. And there is something that's called bias and daily bias. You can change the behavior of the signals triggering with that. Of course, I've been liking it because I want to trade with the trend, for example. And in this case, like depending where in the price action is the open range located, you can also infer some stuff. I'm bypassing everything from autoflow right now because at some point, for example, if you have a Bitcoin right now, this is the 200, the 82s. You can mark that level, right? The 82s. I'm sorry, was it's the 84, 82s. Sorry. So 84, 182s. What am I getting confused? Oh right, okay, this is 6. Okay, it's in the yeah, like here. Okay, that's okay. This is Vivid. This is totally different price action. Where is this? 85. 5 minute. I'm crazy? No, no, no. Okay. Yes, it was 85 2. Yeah, it was something like this. So you can call a level. Call it like from there, right? More or less. A little bit lower. It was better when it was. Okay, there, just there, right? So from those levels, you could start assessing where your DOM is heading, right? In your footprint, in the volume, in everything, right now. In the books, you can also assess that. You can actually make a mix of this. If you have your open range here, and if you're looking some candles or some balloon breaking up with force, you can speculate there with very high conviction. So that's like the main source of information from open range. It's honestly it's a very old strategy that I've been using, and with the new people that it's getting into the market like PAX and all these futures traders that is, and they will at some point get more famous, because they are actually the people who understand how to make trades. They've been here since 25 years ago, right, in the pits. So it's people that trade actually in the pits. So that's why I think it's important to understand the way that people used to trade back then, right, in the pits. How they used to trade? Well, it was like this, open ranges. And the second thing that you have is sessions, and I also recommend it to you. Well, I have it just only visual because my open ranges will differ from the time I start trading. I would like to try to start trading from 6 a.m. And until 12:15. That's the more time I will give to make a trade, right? So you definitely would love to look at Standard & Poor's and Nasdaq data before calling a trade on Bitcoin, because you're going to realize very soon I hope more soon than later, that Nasdaq and Standard Poor is the ones that commands Bitcoin. Okay, the Bitcoin does not move just by itself, right? It has um their well. This is a beautiful breakout. You know, it has the commands, right? This is a beautiful breakout because this will be give you an absolutely good risk reward just just by trading this sense. And even though if you let this run and do the targets, because targets always going to be predefined, right? And in the moment this has the first target, the second is already plot, so you can start unwinding your trades very close to that. So you want to take trades like this every day, man, every single day. Very leverage, small stop loss, and you add into your position the more it goes to your way. That's the really way that have found that people who make big money is the way they do. So going back a little bit into the DOM, then you can assess, for example, first thing you need to lower down. Let me check this. What I'm doing. Yeah, we will need to lower down this into probably what's going on. Oh yeah, 2028. Okay, this is very lower time frame. I would like to see the 40s. This is pivot rate. Okay, that makes sense. Let me connect BUHO. That's why it was looking so weird. Oh, something is going on. Okay, that's the second time that happens. I'm going to check that something real quick, guys. Okay, thank you for waiting that. I think I will need to speak with Cscalp team because I will use BUHO terminal and they are not working anymore. Going to check this real quick. perfect. It was just that. Awesome. Okay, we back, right? So we're looking again, right, into this stuff. Let me check. We're looking at our books. Perfect. Our books look perfect here. This is what I want to see, and I was looking at that, so I was confused. So then, if you see something walking the price up, right, with constant somebody giving you the markets, pam, 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 you have somebody tee up in there, right? So these type of things you need to learn from directly or reading the DOM, right? Then when you have something on your open range, you can start assessing where the market's gonna go, right? And it's pretty clear, you know. Imagine this. So the good game goes when you start pulling your full size. Probably you add a half here, then you see this moving up, down. You pull back, then you add more, right? And you add more, and you add more, and then you probably add a little bit, and you have few ticks here. Then boom, right? These kind of candles, when the market actually imbalances out of your target, it gives you a very good entries because there is when the money is created, right? So I'm going to let you guys looking at the dam. Let's see if I can express something here that I'm looking with my eyes right now. Sorry, guys. Just came back. Okay, real quick. Just checking this. All right. So pointing this back. You can assess, for example, this kind of liquidity jumping around. Well, okay, going straight with concepts instead of making weird assumptions. The goal of this is at some point you will be able to recognize when this stuff is actually fake and when it's actually somebody pouring money into the system, which is the important thing, right? Because there's a lot of systematic algorithms that works if others algorithms behaves in certain ways. I'm sorry. Sorry. And then the clues that I can give you is stare at this at some points, take notes, record them, always record when you're trading, and record this thing, right? Because you can take notes of the patterns you're looking at, right? Because this behavior, if you understand not just prices and orders, if you understand the positioning of the people of their behavior, which is the important thing, their behavior, then you start to playing a different game because it's just all about how much time they give you to understand their game. If these guys are so fast, I won't be able to understand what they're up to. But if these guys start to trade with the market at some sense that they don't mind to be seen, and sometimes that happens because they have priced in new information, insider trading, or simply insider trading, right? It's like it's sophisticated players, right? So if they are willing to release their edge, which is speed, there's something they're up to, right? So it's that's the real thing. If you talk to me and you speak to me, why? Probably these videos will be so old, and in the sense that they won't be up, when all these things get done. Um, just sorry, guys. So yeah, it will be this. I would say the identifying if somebody is up to something and they're real, it's which actually gives you a real edge, and is what actually takes skill. Who's fake here? That would be ah yeah. So sorry guys for that. So like I was saying, that is what actually takes real skill to actually understand where the liquidity is heading and who is fake and who's not, right? So I'm going to speak of some example right now. Just given by the speed, for example, I believe that right now the speed is not even the necessary speed to call it as like not noise, because when you're trading back and forth, definitely I could tell you there is noise, right? There is some ways that you can measure, for example, if somebody is actually trading, and it's called speed of tape. If you measure when the last order hit the market, which the current one, for example, you hit one sell right now, right? Then sometimes it's like sell, 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 sell. And another times it's like sell, 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 and then it spams. These measure these rates can be do it at as an histogram, very similar than a balloon bars, but with the histograms, and you can assess, of course, if there's too much spamming on some level of the price. Of course, you could start speculating, absorption, somebody positioning, a lot of things you can start assessing. But for example, right now, okay, nobody's trading right now because it's after hours, 9:41. Bogota, it's already happened. Everything happens between 6 a.m. and 7 a.m. 15, 1 hour 15. Then it comes go to the 8 a.m. and then me reverts. I mean, if the price stops, that's the thing. So, for example, there is another stuff that you can assess. The price doesn't move randomly every single time, just out of nothing. It repeatedly repeats certain patterns at certain times. Always, always, right? So when you already have the trade idea, when you already understand how to position yourself with size that probably you don't full click your full size, probably you engage with 15%, then you'll deliver another 25, and then the last 25, and then you take a whole range of positioning yourself. Once you already have that, your trading idea is correct, or mostly will be correct, virtually everything you can predict, then you need to understand how to size yourself, to position yourself, your size accordingly, right? And the last thing will be execution. And I will honestly, I would think that there is the why a lot of unsuccessful traders break down, because execution comes about not tilting, right? It comes about not trading out of revenge and all those things we already know. So, for example, as you can see the speed on the tape, right? Somebody's taking out liquidity. Somebody grabbed some liquidity, okay. But let's see somebody defends, right? Okay. Okay. Just just let's watch this a little bit, and I'll give me a couple of seconds, guys.
Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io.
Okay, thank you guys. Thank you for that. Um, okay, so notice this two-way trade. It's not happening up, but nor down. At some point, I saw actually. I was here, but it was still my on my monitor. I was saying so somebody was peeling buy sell sorry on the books, and then somebody tried to eat those up and buy it. And as you can see right now in real time, somebody is expressing their views, and it's been 26 minutes, and it's giving it time to develop. Right, it's not doing so fast. So what did this mean? He's willing to reveal to give away his hedge. He's willing to give away his hedge in order to get filled. Right. So this is when you start to understand if somebody's actually trading real liquidity. For example, that was a real liquidity. I'm 100% sure that's somebody trying to get something. Probably I don't understand what right now because I haven't saw this entire session, but definitely if somebody's trying to get filled at these higher prices, probably you attract some sellers, right? So you can start assessing, how far is your open range for the price right now. It's one of the first thing I will ask myself. From the mid price right now, it's 1%. It's not so much, right? It's not so much, but definitely this price as Bitcoin is, because Bitcoin is very wide, an asset that it goes really up and down. It has that risk that it can go up and down very violently. So it definitely could back down to my open range. Probably, if that happened, it could be long opportunity for you to make, or like the market is being working all these months, it's an opportunity to short again, as shorting is being so easy these last months, right? So again, you had somebody trying to walk the price down, but let's see if he has a sex on this. Let's see if he succeed on this. All right. Okay. I want to see everything of the 225k. I don't care anything else right now. On the lower time frames, for example, yeah, okay, somebody's still selling those 3k. Okay, interesting. Okay. Do you see that spade? Somebody's started with something that triggers another thing, and then somebody start to hitting with with a very small, with very small trades the market, right? And those are all markets, you know. No, that's somebody walking the price with some density, right? He's trying to buy this, but if looking from the structure and the price action, if I try to buy this right here, I think I could be a risk on. So I would like to be risk on in the case that you have certain information on the market, and that's why it's something important. Understand also about the news and all these things. I will give you a suggestion where to look this. So this is one of the like widest uh, tools to understand the news. So you can see actually the calendar. So you can understand, for example, for Monday, 2 a.m. Well, all this news, they if they are very important, like for example, I'm going to give you, if they have a red folder, it probably will have some volatility with it. It will be very rare if they had non-event. Usually, these events brings volatility. So all this week, we will had, for example, today is Tuesday, but Wednesday always are very good days to trade. There will be a good volatility, and of course, on Friday, there will be a lot of red carpets as well. So well, more or less, this is the kind of things that I suggest you to look at. This indicator, I suggest you to test it, watch it. Uh, it's already all these tools already on my Telegram channel. So if you once wanted to check that out, it will be good. I don't want to bother you guys anything more. I think 45 minutes is good. Anyway, I understand it. We can kind of late. Of some of you, you are listening from other parts of the world, and I totally understand that. Well, first things, thank you everybody. If you guys start to see these videos, it really supports a lot of the BUHO team. It supports a lot. Thank you guys for that. And well, that will be pretty it. Okay, see you in the next one. Bye bye.